everyone. I'd like to welcome you back again. And today I think this video will probably be very helpful for you. It's called How to Write an Academic Paper. So for our class, we're going to write a paper, and again, it's up to you on what topic, but I suggest we write a paper on food, right? Because what is ethnic identity, right? But food. What is Chinese ethnic identity? But food, okay? So here, and I'm going to show this in our next clip, actually after we take a break, I'm going to show a TED Talk about Jennifer 8 Lee and how she looks to find the origin of General Tso's chicken. And definitely this is probably a book you want to get. I'll show you here. It's Fortune Cookie Chronicles. So basically, and we will see pretty soon right after this, very funny talk about the origins of Chinese food, and particularly fortune cookies, which are not Chinese at all, and we'll show that next video. All right, so here today we're going to talk about how do we write an academic paper, okay? So here I will be posting on our Blackboard, in our announcements, as well as it'll be probably emailed to you, my specific paper guidelines, okay? So let's take these paper guidelines, and I will actually take it out, and I will make it large just because it might be easier for you. And we'll put it here. All right, so let's do the first one. Now, this is called a precis. Now, if you've never done a precis before, this is would be very helpful for you, okay? Why is this helpful? Well, mentally raise your hand if you want to go to grad school, okay? So mentally raise your hand if you want to go. If you want to go to grad school, basically you'll have to do precis for the rest of your at least 4 or 5 years until you get ABD, okay? Or actually, if you're doing masters, you'll just do it for your master's text, okay? So the first thing is this. It will be single space, let's say 3 pages, single spaced. You can go to a maximum of 3.5 pages, or I'll just say a maximum of 4 pages, single spaced if you like, okay? And this is to be green. I really want to be as green as possible. I guess some people say projected I'll have something like 10,000 students in my lifetime, so, that's a lot of paper, right? I do a lot of papers for people to grade, so if I were to do something little, such as have the students do single space, that actually saves a tree, all right, in my lifetime, so that's what I want to do. All right, so first thing is you're going to have this guideline. And I want you to print it out from our Blackboard, and I want you to check it. Once you do it, check it. That means you've done it correctly, okay? All right, the first one, last name on the top right and page number on the top right. So let's do it together, okay? And all right, so we have our digital MC behind us, okay, and who's the backbone to all our classes, okay? So let's do, all right, Mr. Corey, what is your last name?
McClellan.
Can you spell it?
M-C-C.
M-C-C.
L-E.
L-E.
L-L.
L-L.
A-N-D.
A-N-D. All right, class. So, so Mr. Corey puts his last name and you're going to put the page number. So you're going to actually put this on the top of all your pages, okay? You put it on the top of all your pages, your last name and your page number. Oopsie. All right. So that's the first thing. So if you see in our thing, last name top right, page number. So you're going to X that. The second thing, it should be single space, so at least 3 pages at the max of 4. Don't go past 4. Okay? So that's single that. All right. So the first thing you want to do is full name, class identification, professor name, all on line 1. Okay? This saves a lot of paper. All right, so here, Corey, McClellan. All right, so let's name. All right, so let's do that. Full name, class identification. In this case, 301. Okay. Date. Well, today is see, what is today? Is today like the 4th, 5th?
Yes.
4th. Okay, I don't know. All right, so 13th. All right, my name. All right, so you're going to have that all in one line, okay? So if you do that, that's actually following the format, okay? Right after that, let's go to the next line. It says here, title, thesis, argument on line 2. So let's do that together, okay? So open it here. Title. So we're going to do a paper on food, right? Chinese food, some type of Chinese food, or Chinese restaurants. So we will put something like fortune cookies are, let's say the title, are an enigma. All right, so now we're going to do a thesis. Thesis is an argument. It's not a restatement of fact, okay? Thesis is an argument. So you can argue, fortune cookies are actually Japanese, of Japanese origin and have no Chinese elements. Okay, so that's an argument, right? Some people think it's Chinese, and we'll look at the video next. Actually, it's not Chinese at all, and people in China would look at you with kind of what the? They would look at you with a kind of a weird kind of look, as in there is no such thing as fortune cookies in China. Actually, there actually as a funny element now. Some restaurants in China or Hong Kong, they import fortune cookies, but they import it as an American thing. So we'll see that video next. All right, so that's the second thing of how to write a paper. Let's go to the next one line. 5 quotes from our book. Okay, so here I will take 1 second and let me grab our book. Actually, no, it's fine. I don't have to grab our book. Our book will be a chop suey. Okay, and so you're gonna grab 5 quotes from this book, right, about your topic. It's all about food, like egg rolls, chop suey, duck, right? So you're gonna grab 5 quotes from that book, and you're gonna have 4 more quotes from other academic sources. So now I hear the students mentally saying, but what? Why can't I write something for 4 pages on or 3 pages on? That's Chinese food. Well, there's actually many things, so I'm going to give you some suggestions. All right, so these are paper topics suggestions, and we'll have to first do a section where we'll have to do a literature review first, and we'll make sure that we all have different topics. All right, so you can do the origins of orange chicken, the origins of egg rolls, what dim sum means to me. Okay, you could do Panda Express. You could do the pickup sticks, like pick up sticks, and maybe I'll post these, and maybe people can Wada Grill. Okay, you can actually maybe put your name in. It's like, I'll write this paper in this aspect, and maybe we can have like 5 people to write each paper. Okay, so you can write that. Chinese restaurants in novels. I don't know. There's so much chop suey. By the way, these are all non-Chinese. They're really American because there's like a hybridization of kind of bastardization of real Chinese food to whatever American acclimated to. All right, so here these are some of the paper topics, and again, it can be anything on Chinese food, anything on food, Chinese food, because that's a big marker of identity. You can pick an item, pick a restaurant. So I think probably the easiest is probably Panda Express. But, you could do something like Chinese chefs in San Gabriel Valley. Or you could do it on boba, the drink of boba. So again, it's kind of infinite, right? We have 60 people at least in our class, and so I'm going to try to come up with, I don't know, some crazy 60 topics, but I think the easiest would be to probably do Panda Express. So I suggest you do that. It's easy to research, and you could probably easily kind of go there, eat some food, and write about it. And also our chop suey book that you can easily get 5 topics. So now you're thinking, well, but where do I get my literature review? Okay, well, I suggest that you go on these tried and true websites. Okay, so here, okay, let's see. Let's go to Google. And again, I do recommend some websites. Scholar. Here I want you to put Chinese American food. All right, the being of Chinese. So we have 1,720,000 items, right? So again, you want to just look around on your topic if it's egg rolls, if not Chinese American food practices, customs. Well, you have a million topics right there. I don't want you to just look into Google, okay? So after you look Google Scholar, only Google Scholar, not Google. So first, search engines, and I want to put up here some search engines that I highly recommend. And please use all these search engines because every single thing will help you. So the first thing I want you to go is Google Scholar, okay? And the reason why I want you to do Google Scholar is because librarians actually recommend it. Also, there's less, I guess it's more peer-reviewed. Remember, you must use peer-reviewed articles. Go for articles and books. That's the main thing. Articles that have been printed and books. If you were right now to go to the Dr. Martin Luther King website, right, you'd actually read that he is a murderer, he's crazy, etc. He's like murdered all these people, and he's done all these like disgusting things. Well, in reality, the Dr. Martin Luther King website is owned by the KKK. And that's why you have this misinformation, okay? So you really can't trust the internet in many ways because there's a lot of things that are just totally wrong and just people have not corrected it because anyone on the planet can actually put up their own opinion without having a peer review. So the first thing you want to go is go to I want you to go to Google Scholar. The next one, I want you to go to Eric. Then I'll do Eric number 3 because Eric's a very good website. But then I want you to go JSTOR. JSTOR is a great article selection. So go here, okay? Find your articles, okay, in JSTOR, okay? And if you can't find a JSTOR, I want you to go to Eric, okay? This is stuff you can do at home, okay? This is stuff you can just go into your, whatever Cal State you're at, go to your individual library web server and find it, okay? Then I want you to look at LexisNexis. LexisNexis is like $10,000 a month if you actually try to buy it yourself. But with your Cal State admissions, it's free. Actually, you pay for it, so it's not free. But anyway, it's you don't pay for it to use it. So please utilize this, right? Instead of just going to the internet and finding some crappy website that has some guy's opinion, actually use these website servers, these search engines, because you actually do pay for it in your own fees. So again, go to Google Scholar, go to JSTOR, go to Eric, go to LexisNexis, and maybe you might know of something. Maybe I would go to Amerasia. And maybe, you know what, if you're in the library, I would just actually ask the librarian, Miss, I'm writing a paper on Chinese food, on Chinese restaurants. Is it possible that you would actually gear me towards what place to find the book or journal articles? And she would say, well, actually, there's actual entire journals, like many journals on Chinese food, right? They're dedicated to Chinese food. Why don't you look there first, right? So, and then she would direct you. So please, guys, use the librarian. That is really important, okay? So usually for this paper, you will need, generally, and I will give you 2 weeks to write it, okay? So, give you 2 days. First one, 2 days. Find topic. All right, that you're going to find the topic. After 3 days, if you can't find a topic and your topic's not good and you can't find your 10 sources, right? You want 5 from our class, 5 from outside, switch it, okay? So now you have a topic. Your topic is Panda Express. All right, that's your topic, okay? Now you're going to find day 4, you need to do something called a lit review. So what does everyone say about your topic? If you're doing egg rolls, what does everyone say about egg rolls? Okay, so here you need around, I would say at least, I would look at 7 to 10, but you want to pare down, right? These are just bare minimum. So, but I would look at, for me, 7 to 10 articles on egg rolls. Okay, and then you're gonna do on the day 5, you're gonna do something called outline. Or day 5, I would summarize articles, right? So in maybe like one sentence each, what does the article say? Day 6, I would do an outline. outline for paper, okay? So day 7, I would do, so you've done the outline, you would do a draft, right? So this is, I call it mental, or actually many people call it this, mental vomiting. Everything you feel about this topic, everything you want to say about egg rolls or orange chicken, type it out. Type out everything you want to say, put it on the paper. Don't think about it, don't read anything, just every single thing that you want to say, blop it out, right? And again, it's only like 3 pages, so it's not 3-page single spaced, so it's not a particularly long paper. It's probably right in the middle. So here, after let's say day 8, right? Then I would suggest you go to the writing center. So here now, actually I would say this first of all. Put in quotes that you will use after your mental vomit. And day 9, I would go to the writing center, and I would tell them, I have to write a 3-page paper. It's not too long. It's on the topic of Panda Express or orange chicken, and help me, right? And so you'll have a good 1 hour, and then at that time, that is going to be another draft. So you'll have draft 2. And again, we're actually going to do this together on Blackboard, so no worries about that. We usually take baby steps, and we will do this, okay? So the last 4 days, so here you're on draft 2. So then the last 4 days, we'll do, if we can, we'll do something called peer review, okay? So online, everyone will have to submit, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, we all know it's all flaws. I write stuff that's just like vomiting all the time. So we're going to submit it, and another fellow student, or actually maybe 2, will critique it. Actually, students love this. They really love the critiques, and they love to critique, right? So another student's going to look at your paper, and they're going to go through and find mistakes, ask, why did you write about, egg rolls when your paper is on orange chicken, okay? So that's going to happen at the peer review, okay? And then that peer review person is going to give you a page of suggestions, right? And many students who get the best grade actually address the suggestions, right? Students who actually don't get the higher grade is because their paper has no difference even after the suggestion. They think that some people are too in love with their own writing. No, right? If your fellow student found that mistake, I will find that mistake as well. So please do that. Okay. So day 12, we'll have another draft. So we'll have draft 3. Okay. And now on your own, 13 and 14, you're going to turn in draft 4, right? So we're going to take baby steps, and we're going to do it all together, so no worries. And we're also going to have our fellow students actually go over your work as well. So you're not alone. You're going to the library. You're going to talk to the librarian. You're going to make a writing appointment, right? So every way down the line, you will not be alone, and we'll do it together, okay? All right, so that one, so we did the formatting. One website must be JSTOR or LexisNexis Google Scholar. Okay, that's told you. 12 points, Roman times New Roman, and 1-inch margins. Okay, I had to put this in because I did have a student that had something like 4-inch margins. I was like, oh my god, I've never seen this, but yes, it was like 4 inches in. It was just too much. Anyway, all right, so here I'm going to actually say that just do Chicago style, because some students say, well, you didn't tell us specifically. I'm just going to tell you what style to do, okay? And if you Chicago. All right, so if you are from Cal Poly, you can put it in my mailbox. If you can double-side print, that would save so many trees, right? If it's 4 pages, front and back, that actually would be just 2 pages, right? 2 pages of staple, so that would be really good, actually, if you could do that. So you can put that into, but you will have to definitely, turn it in online, okay, online. We'll set up something like a turn it in or something after your critiques. All right, so I would like you to single line print. So single side, I want you to double side print, but also single line. So for instance, let's go back to our paper. Here it would be Panda is the best, okay, food, and Express is the best food in the world, okay? So it's going to be single-sided, so it won't be double-sided. It'll just be, it is both delicious and nutritious. Okay, that's up to you if you think that's true. All right, nutritious. All right. All right, so here we're going to do single-sided, okay? So essentially, if you were to do 3 pages or 4 pages single-spaced, you would actually, it could be actually, conceivably, it could be just 2 pages you turn in that are staple. If not, if you have to do it single-sided, that's fine. But just to save paper, it's a really big difference. All right, so if you're in Cal Poly, turn it in. If you're actually from another Cal State, that's fine. Just turn it online to our, they'll put a place on our website for you to turn it in. All right. Let's keep going to our list. All right, so this is how I want you to cite. This is Chicago style. So I want you to do last name, and I want you to do the year, and I want you to put colon the page number. So here would be page number 22. So it'll look like this. Chan, let's see. Chan 2013, page 35. All right, so if you use the same, and again, a lot of you, obviously, from our own book, we're gonna quote like 4 or 5 times. If you use the same author, which you will, if you do it back to back, only if it's back to back, I want you to do something called I bid, okay, which is basically the same author again, 2012, and then you put in the page. Okay, so let's say you use page 105. Okay, so again, I might see some I-bids. I suggest you don't use our class back to back. You want to make it more interesting. Okay, bring a hard copy to class. I mean, turn it into my mailbox if you're a Cal State student, but also Cal Poly student. But if you're outside of Cal Poly, just upload it. But everyone has to upload. Okay, so basically that's your receipt that you did it. So every single person has to upload on Blackboard, and it'll be a timed event. You have to turn it in by a certain time. Okay. All right, so here you're going to talk about the title, subtitle, thesis, what are you trying to prove? Remember, you have to argue something, right? We're just not recounting the history of something. I want an argument. Orange chicken is truly authentic because it has this, okay? Usually, you can, in our sense, because I actually asked you to do this thesis statement, you don't have to do the abstract, okay? But I think definitely in paragraph 2, why should we care? Why should we care about egg rolls, right? Why? Why should we care about Chinese food? Well, there are actually more Chinese food restaurants than all the McDonald's in America, right? And you can read actually Jennifer Lee's book about it, and it's incredible that how much Chinese food has really influenced American culture, right? And again, it's pretty American. One could argue it's like a very American item because those food items are unrecognizable in Asia, right? There's no such thing as broccoli, so there is no such thing as beef broccoli in China, right? And Chinese people rarely eat meat, and it's like a small part of a mostly vegetarian diet. But it's changing because of these impressions. All right, so again, this is the main thing I want you to do is literature review, okay? Literature review, show me the significance in paragraph 3 and 4. What do all the egg roll scholars say about your topic, right? So if you went to Panda Express and talked about how you loved it, great, you have one article on egg rolls. No, what does the egg roll expert in China and what does the egg roll expert in America say is a true, authentic? So here is you want to talk about it. You don't want to just quote it. And I think that's so please write this down in your notes, guys. This is an issue for everyone. It's you just quote it, but actually write about your quote. Why does that quote matter, and how does it relate to your topic? Okay. So theories and methods. Yes, you can look at that, and methodology. You're going to do a kind of a literary search. All right, so I think that's good, and I think you can do it. It's like 3 pages. It's not too bad. And again, we're gonna do baby steps in the middle. Okay, so before you even think about 3 pages, before you even think about it, you're gonna come in with 10 articles on egg rolls. Okay, and you're gonna upload it on our website, and everyone's gonna have, let's say, if we have 10 each, then it's all about just finding. So that's going to be a big part of our class, our paper. So it's going to be on Chinese food, Chinese restaurants, some aspect of Chinese food. All right, and I think it's exciting and wonderful, and we all like eating, so I look forward to your food. And again, go all out, go all out. All right, let's take a break, and we'll go into our next topic.